What short trades am I watching throughout the day today? And of course, we'll also discuss investments, what my expectations are for the near future. First, we'll start with the trading area because, as they say, we're interested in what we can do right now, quickly. Here, we can observe the following on Bitcoin. We're in a downward movement where we have a bearish flag that's been broken. As long as we're outside this bearish flag, the probability is higher that we'll head toward the previous low. That's why we'll expand on a smaller time frame and look at what trades we can execute. For those of you who are currently watching and closely monitoring a bearish flag breakout pattern that is occurring on a smaller, more granular time frame, which also happens to be in alignment with the overall direction of the higher, more dominant time frame trend, it is common for many traders and analysts to look at and consider things like this: breakout, stop loss, then here after the retest, a 1 to 2 take profit. Personally, I like to execute on smaller time frames, and after this breakout occurs, I'll wait to see what continuation patterns the chart creates, specifically a potential sideways move, and I'll look for false breakouts to execute short trades, or after this consolidation forms, a breakout and retest for a new downward impulse. These are the short setups I'd look for throughout the day today, and of course, I must also have a plan in case things don't go in the desired direction. And if the price doesn't go in the main direction, because there's no such thing as 100%, at that point, if the price goes up and hits this stop loss for the short trade, in this case, if it also goes above the previous day's high, as well as above the high, no, above the previous day's high and above the low from 2 days ago, at that point, I enter bullish territory. And from here, I only look for long setups because normally I'd expect to see a new upward move there. How do I use these things to trade based on Bitcoin? On other coins? Well, first of all, if I have a setup I want to execute, I look at it like this. What's happening with Bitcoin dominance on the same time frame? If Bitcoin dominance is in a bullish setup and gives me the impression it might form a new high above this zone while Bitcoin is dropping, that means it would be preferable to look for short setups and execute them on other coins because there might be a higher probability of them depreciating more and automatically profits would be maximized as well. But I'll teach you more in the near future. More about this way of trading other coins based on Bitcoin and other pairs. Well, so these would be the scenarios I'd be watching throughout the day today. And when it comes to investing, I know very well that many people think we're in a bear market. Personally, as long as we are in this upward trend, yes, where the trend line was broken, but we're staying in a zone with higher lows and higher highs. As long as we're above this 72,000 zone, in my view, we're still in an uptrend. And another piece of info I use for decision making is the USDT dominance. I invested in this area thinking that if in the past USDT dominance rejected 1, 2, 3 times, and now it's the fourth time in this zone, at that point, I tend to believe there's a fairly high probability that we'll have a downward move, which will create an appreciation across the whole market. And automatically, right now, I'm waiting to see a bearish move from this zone on USDT dominance to expect the rest of the market to perform. One thing that gives me this peace of mind is that I see the SP near its ATH. And based on recent moves, it suggests there's a good chance it'll form a new ATH. And gold, because it started this parabolic move, even if it creates another continuation move that's also parabolic, it means it's nearing the end of this trend because once a parabolic move happens, the chances are higher that this upward move is ending. And maybe that risk on sentiment will follow in the market. And we'll see how money will move from gold towards the high end, risk area, stocks, and the crypto space. Let me know in the comments what you think of this info, what else you'd like us to discuss, and if it's about trading, also let me know in the comments which pairs you're interested in. And all that's left for me is to wish you a wonderful day ahead, success in all your goals, and of course, last but not least, smile more often because it doesn't cost you a thing.